early, but we have your first back-to-back of the season. What's important for your group here as you make the quick turn and face a really good team here?
I think the biggest thing for us is to look forward to it, the hard part. I mean, it's not easy playing back-to-back games, but it was an area last year that we were no good in. And I think we have to be much more committed in these type of games and be focused on the detail and doing things right. Now, turn the page is no longer last year, but it's something that we have to be aware of, and we have to do a better job with it this year.
So where does that start? Where do you think that when you're looking at making a change like that, where does it start?
Well, with the individual, I think they have to prepare for things to be hard. Like, your legs might not be the way you want them to be in back-to-back situations, so that's okay. You just have to make sure that you're committed to doing things the right way, so your positioning is there. And when you get a chance to get yourself into a battle, you have to be more competitive. So I think a lot of it falls on the individual player. Get the rest that you need and make sure you're ready to go when the time comes.
You've identified obviously a couple of times in terms of the starts, and obviously Vancouver was its own entity, but you mentioned a little bit of a slow start last night too. Is that kind of something that maybe plays into that here tonight? Just trying to make sure you get off to the good start that you can ride it.
Yeah, it will be one of our keys, absolutely, because Edmonton's notoriously a good starting team, especially when we play them. So we want to make sure that we're ready for puck drop, and that oftentimes can set the tone of the game the way the first 10 minutes goes. So we want to make sure that we're ready to go.
You talked about that Huberdeau line a lot post-game last night, just the way that they put out the points, that's going to garner a lot of the headlines. I'm curious, maybe from your perspective, what Anthony Mantha is bringing to that line and maybe why it's working so well between them.
One, he's got a skill set that he's capable of making plays. Two, I think it's the size and his ability to hold on to and protect pucks. So when they do have it in the offensive zone and he's moving his feet, he's a lot to handle. Whether you're a big defenseman or a small defenseman, he's a challenge. So I think he has the ability to help control the play a little bit for those guys. And when you factor in the size, he's a harder guy to play against. The key thing always with him is making sure his feet are moving. And when he does move his feet, as we've seen for good stretches of these first two games, he's a really good player.
It's obviously early, but Martin seems to have kept that physical side, even though he's got maybe some different responsibilities playing through the middle. That's still important to have in his game.
It is. I think that's what makes him a good player for us. People know when he's on the ice, and they still have to do that. Yet he's learning how to recognize now some of the other responsibilities that come with it. So continue to do what he's doing. I think he's gotten better every time he's played in the middle.
I know that Daniil and Weeks played together a little bit last year, but you basically got 3 new pairings. How are you? Are you seeing what you want to see as they grow together?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I've liked Ball and Anderson. There's been stretches where I think they've been pretty good, and I do think that the more they play together, that understanding of what the partner's going to do and where he's going to be will come a little bit more naturally. So, when you look at Patches and Bean, the one thing when you say about those guys, their gaps have been really good. So we've got a lot of things that are going in the right direction. Just want them to continue to do it.